Okay, everyone, it's Vicki with Boomers on a Budget, and we are on a field trip today, and we are going to Publix for the BOGOs. So come along with me. Okay, so here we are inside of Publix. So we are going to the coffee. And my favorite brand is Community Coffee Dark Roast. And here it is. So we get 4 deals, and that is 2 months plus worth of coffee. Let me see if there's another one I want to try. Nope. Okay. Okay, that's my 4 deals. Here's another BOGO. I don't see this one very often. I don't think I've ever seen it. But I use this at night. I drink, a couple ounces at night, and it helps me go to sleep. Okay, y'all, I am done with my Publix run for this week, and I pretty much come to Publix every week, and I primarily do the BOGOs. Okay, y'all, I'm back home, and there's one thing I didn't show you while I was in Publix. I showed you what I bought, which was the community coffee. Um, But I didn't show you what those 4 coffee BOGOs actually saved me. So let's take a look at the numbers, okay? So each box of community coffee normally costs $11.80. So each box has 10 cups of coffee. And with the BOGO, I paid $5.90 a box, which comes out to only 59 cents per cup. And I bought 4 of the BOGO deals, which is the max that Publix will let you do. So that gave me 8 boxes or 80 cups of coffee. So at the regular price, these 8 boxes would have cost me $94.40. But with the BOGO, I only paid $47.20. So I saved $47.20 just on coffee. And 8 boxes will last me almost 3 months, 2.7 months to be exact, but almost 3 months. Now, I know 8 boxes of coffee might not sound a lot to you, but here's the important part to me. This is not coffee that I bought because, I don't know, it happened to be on sale. Community Coffee Dark Roast is the coffee I already drink every morning, and I know I'm going to use it. So instead of paying full price every time I run out, I stocked up while the coffee I already buy was half price. And that's the difference between stocking up and just buying stuff because it's on sale. Now, let me show y'all where this gets really interesting. I used to shop, or I used to not shop, but I used to stop and get my favorite coffee. Um, at the Little Mermaid shop about 3 or 4 times a week. And listen, I enjoyed every single sip. But at $6.71 a pop, those little coffee runs, they were adding up faster than I realized. And if we average that out to 3.5 times a week, that's about almost $24 a week. And over a year, that comes out to almost $1,221. Now, that right there will make you sit up a little straighter because these days I make my coffee at home. With the BOGO price that I paid for my community coffee, my coffee cost me about 59 cents a cup. And using that same 3.5 times a week comparison, so we're talking apples to apples, that's only about $2.07 a week. $2.07 a week. Let that sink in because it was costing me $23.49 a week. Over the course of a year, that comes out to $107.48. Now let that sink in. So instead of spending around $1,221 a year on those coffee shop runs, I'm spending about $107 making my own coffee at home. That's a savings about $1,114 a year. Now, y'all, I didn't give up coffee. Let's not get that crazy, okay? I just changed where I make it. Same morning treat, same caffeine, a whole lot less money flying out of my wallet. And that's exactly the kind of little change I look for. I'm not giving up everything I enjoy. I'm just finding a cheaper way to enjoy it. Okay, y'all, this brings me to a few little rules that I use when I shop Publix BOGOs. And maybe your store is a different one, and that's fine. Um, One of my first rules is pretty simple. I mostly stock up on things I already buy. If I would never normally buy it, I'm not saving money just because Publix or any other store gives me another one. My second rule is to look for things that will keep, and coffee is a perfect example. I don't have to worry about using 8 boxes by next Tuesday. I can put them in the pantry and use them over the next couple of months. So, my third rule is to know approximately how much your household uses. I know that 4 BOGO deals would give me 8 boxes. And I also know that was about 2 months or more of coffee for me. So, I wasn't guessing. So, number four might be the most important one because just because there's a little yellow BOGO sign hanging there, that doesn't mean it needs to come home with you because Publix would absolutely be delighted if we bought every single BOGO in the store. And my bank account would not be nearly as delighted. So for me, this is what grocery savings really looks like. And it's not about never buying anything, and it's not about buying the cheapest version of absolutely everything. It's knowing what I use, watching for a good price, and buying enough to carry me until that good price comes around again. And if I know I'm going to drink this coffee anyway, I'd much rather buy it BOGO today than pay full price for it next month. And let's just say that if you think you'll not use the second one, if you're only buying like one BOGO and it's not something you normally buy or it's not something you use a lot of, you can buy one of them and at Publix, they give you half off of the price. So I'm just saying. So that was my little Publix field trip to get my weekly BOGOs and to look at why I stocked up on my community coffee, which was not an endorsement for Publix or for community coffee, by the way. I was just giving you an example of one way that I changed my convenience spending habit and how much it saved me. And it's not the only one. I'll share more with you at a later date. And if you like practical ways to stretch your money without feeling like you have to give up everything that you enjoy, make sure you subscribe to Boomers on a Budget and help me build this little channel. And I'll take y'all along on another money saving field trip coming soon. And I just want to thank you for coming shopping with me. And I'll see you next time. And oh, and please hit that like button and leave me a comment below. What's your favorite BOGO savings? I'd love to hear from you.